This game begins with white's first pawn move to c4, which covers the d5 square. Now black can take the pawn or just leave it there, but by playing the pawn to d4 indicates black's intentions to play on dark squares.
What makes pawns so effective is their ability to affect the mobility of pieces of higher value. For instance, the knight on b1 cannot go to c3 because of the pawn on d4. Likewise, black cannot play a piece to the b4 square because of the pawn on a3. One more good example, white cannot advance the pawn from b2 to b4, or else after a takes b4, if white tries to recapture, then the rook on a1 is lost to the rook on a8. And notice how black's knight sits on c5. The knight and queen both double attack b3, although it is defended, and the pawn on d3 as well. Finally, black's bishop on c6 is on a good diagonal. So we can say that black's dark square strategy is working. Before going to our next demo game, we're going to take a short commercial break.
All right, but I changed nothing.
What makes the knight such an effective piece is its defensive capacity. And another thing is that it can cover a lot of squares if placed in the center. Besides the pawn, the knight is the most dispensable piece. You'd be willing to sacrifice a knight before you would sacrifice your queen. In the majority of games, after a pawn is moved, you will always see a knight being developed afterwards. Before going directly to the next demo game, we're going to take a short commercial break. As the most powerful of the pieces and therefore the most valuable, The queen has the difficult combination of being the ideal attacker, while also being the most vulnerable to attack by the opponent. In this line, you're going to see white develop the pawn to e3, bring the bishop to d3. There will be a trade. The queen will be centralized on the d file. Conjoined effort of the minor pieces and pawn is what makes the queen's attack so effective. Notice how the queen is placed on the b1 to h7 diagonal. Theory says the light squares are weak, so the idea is to stay on the b1 to h7 diagonal to look for an opportunity to attack black's king side. Before going to the next demo, here's a short commercial break. Now we're going to step into the arcade room. This is arcade chess.
This section of the video shows you what arcade chess looks like. Before going on to our next demo game, we're going to take one quick commercial break. This is segment 2, the second half of this video. Now we step into the tactical minefield. White plays the pawn from g2 to g3, which means that he intends to develop the bishop to g2. This is known as a wing attack, attacking from the wing. A wing attack is countered by an attack in the center, which is why you see black play both pawns to the d and c squares. Black makes the right decision capturing on c4. Now white is going to lose a tempo recapturing with the bishop y instead of playing queen to a4 check and winning a pawn that way. It's because black would gain a tempo by bishop d7 followed by bishop to c6. So to avoid that, white sacrifices a tempo to get his bishop in play back to the g2 square. This is called understanding the dynamics of a position. When you learn how to assess a position, then you'll start making preparations based on what you see and what you understand. And this is called prophylaxis. Making preparations. And now it's time for a commercial break. This lesson's objective is to understand the power of the pieces. Okay, my opponent plays pawn to e5, attacking my knight. I have access to the d5 square. Knight takes d5, hits the queen. Queen moves, and now I'm just looking to develop my pieces, particularly the knights. Why do I want to develop my knights first? Because of the blockade in the center. Knight c6 gains tempo on the queen once more. Now the queen has to move. Okay, stepping on a landmine. Knight takes e5 is a discovered attack on the queen on a4. When you follow chess concepts, you're able to improve your play. Just play knight to g4, hitting the bishop on f2. Okay, a check moves my king over, but it does nothing. Okay, that was the wrong move, so I just take advantage. Okay, capitalizing, I take the bishop on f2. And now, knight to e3, and both knights are hitting major pieces.
Okay, this last one I'm going to leave for you viewers. Follow the game and test your own skills. Take notes. I want you to think about the possibilities for both sides. Follow the game on a physical chessboard in pieces or app or whatever you're using. And take notes so that you can go back over these lines later. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. See you next time.